Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the European Racing Series Grand Prix here in Singapore. I'm Ben Rwaggy McConnell, and joining me on the commentator's desk is David Fossett. Time Tay. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Thank you very much. Singapore. It's going to be fun.
You do sound different.
Yeah, we're not going to see 20 drivers finish this one, are we?
No, I don't think we are. I think this is going to be one of those ones where, I mean, it's a track in itself where it's a massive tire killer, truth be told. Especially the softs, they just get absolutely melted, so I'm not expecting them to necessarily use them at all in qualifying, or if they do, they're going to be looking to get off them and go two-stop, or maybe I don't think a one-stop to hards is doable, or even worth. I think you lose so much time if you do.
So I have had words with the greatest tyre manager of all time.
Pika?
No, you'll guess him when you see him. So
Okay.
medium hards, although we might see a few soft hards or soft mediums. Outside top 10 should be hards to mediums.
Alright. Well, lots of people on the way out onto the track right now. Leading us off is Mr. Tyre Management himself, some idiot. But do we know his name yet?
I know his name.
I know it too. It's a running joke I have with him every time I go, oh, it's some idiot. Oh, what's his name? Get it?
Yeah, funny.
Well, I mean, if I have to explain it, it kind of kills it. But I'm actually looking at my top three and trying to work out who I would put on there. Somebody is somebody who, when it comes to these sort of really technical circuits, he's usually pretty good at them. So I'm expecting him to be consistent, but I don't expect him to qualify in the top three. I am kind of looking towards Vexit here again. He's my usual. I'm not seeing Bottas gang. Am I blind? He's not here, is he?
No, he's not here. Okay. Embassy also dropped out. So I think we're missing one or two. None of the major players, though. We've still got Vexit in. And I think Vexit is my bet for pole, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, P2 is, again, a bit of a mystery. I mean, there's a fair few drivers that could get themselves up there. Like Seb, for example. He's had promising few of the qualifying runs, but I'm expecting, honestly, like the usual tyre management drivers. You know, I'm looking at Brownie, some idiot, Beaker to an extent, Yonti, to all go for the sort of medium qualification. So don't expect to see many drivers chucking in really fast lap times for now until we get to the... Oh, yes. Okay, somebody is doing the exact same thing. He just intentionally validated on the home straight.
Yeah, makes sense. Probably just trying to get their eye in. I'm not quite sure why you do it, though, because you're going to get sort of accustomed to the high grip of the soft tyre, and when you put that medium on, it's going to be a little bit of a shock to you, and it might knock your confidence a little bit.
I'm just being told your voice is a tad loud.
I have got a new mic, so yeah, it's no longer super quiet me.
I think I've fixed it. Apologies for the temporary black screen there. It was just me tabbing out to try and fix Dave's volume. He was breaking my ears, but I wanted to make sure he wasn't breaking yours too, so apologies for that. Should be good now. If you can confirm, that would be great. Twitch chat. However, some idiot, still the first driver out there, will not be putting a time on the board. We know that, as I suspect the majority of the drivers won't be doing that either. They'll be just invalidating and seeing what sort of lap times they're looking at. So we're going to have to keep our eyes very firmly locked in that top right corner of your screen where you can see the sector times and have a look as to a rough idea what sort of times we can see. Now, if I remember correctly, a 1:31, is that right? That's a good time?
I mean, a good time for me would be like a 1:37, but yeah, that seems like a ballpark. I mean, obviously these drivers have kicked on over the year and they've reached a level that we didn't think possible last year. Obviously the cars have gotten better as well, so we could maybe even see breaking the 120s, but that might be a bit of a stretch.
I mean, he did a 1:33.9, so maybe we've been a bit too eager. So look, who's
confused. So somebody has stayed out after invalidating that lap. I thought he'd come in and maybe swap it because he's running out. He's running again, but still no battery deployment from him.
Yeah, I think I think they are just intentionally validating specifically because they really don't want to be on the soft tires. They get absolutely destroyed on this circuit. Temperatures, in real life, this is a track where the temperatures are one of the main killers, both for the driver and for the car.
Yep.
Humidity here is absolutely horrific. So, driving here is one thing in real life, but in the simulator, it's all about those tires. So we're gonna keep an eye on these guys to see who does qualify on the
Yep.
softs. It's looking like Fragioka
Not
and Max
many
Farah.
takers. Yeah, not many takers for that soft tire. Fragioka was on a hot lap. He slowed right down before he came across the line. So I think that kind of makes his intentions clear. He's going to switch that medium as late as possible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, without a doubt.
yeah, probably holding true to what some idiot was saying. Most of the drivers going to start on that medium. One guy who is already on the medium is Spicy, and if he doesn't get the perfect lap right now, it's going to be a bit of an uphill struggle for him.
Yeah, this is not the time to be coming out on the medium tires, especially if you're planning to qualify on them. I think maybe Spice is just looking to actually just get a time on the board and see where he comes out, but still a 35-0 out on the medium tires. Pretty good going.
Yeah, still waiting for a couple of the real quick guys to see what they can do on that soft tire before I start comparing. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be too far off the pace.
Bika coming across the line at 141.3. I don't suspect that he was actually trying there. Luke has got himself on pole now. 134.249 with Brownie right there on his backside. A 34.322. Again, we did see a 33 from some idiot, which makes me think that these guys are really not committed to these softs at all. They're just getting a banker in.
No way. So yeah, probably worth noting there is a Luke and there is a Luca.
Yep.
Luca is currently P11.
What did I say, Luca?
You did say Luca, yeah.
Oh, my apologies.
You should think so too. speaking of Luca, he's actually got damage.
Yep.
Missing right half of his front wing there. Not ideal.
Luke.
Yeah, not seeing much really in these early stages.
No, everyone's putting their cards close to their chests.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows, though, just how important this medium qualifying is. So the pressure's kind of on. It effectively becomes a one-shot qualifying for these drivers. You really want to make sure you get a time on the board properly rather than invalidating, which is actually relatively quite easy to do here. There's a few corners we have to cut them quite severely in order to get a really good run and make sure you get the best exit out of the corners. So we'll see.
Yeah, not to mention how close to the walls you have to get as well. That's another sort of element in itself. Yeah, it's full of hazards. Would you say this is harder than Monaco?
No, I wouldn't. Okay. I think this track is, well, it depends. If you're talking on an individual lap basis, no, I would say that Monaco is harder without a doubt. If you're talking about the overall race length, I would say Singapore is harder because it's longer. And that does start to play on you a lot more, but I personally wouldn't say this is harder. In fact, I would actually prefer to drive this track in a full-length race than Monaco, especially with the fact that this is actually a track you can overtake. And it seems kind of pointless in Monaco that you spend so long qualifying. You spend so little time qualifying and so long racing that when all of it is factored in more on the qualifying than the actual race.
Yep. Just get good, I think my advice is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. One of the actual guys who are expecting to do well here now, Brownie, has put his time on the board. He's gone for the soft, interestingly enough. Not a choice I thought he would make. I thought he would be the one to sort of play it conservative, go for that medium run, but he is going for outright qualifying position.
See, I actually don't think he is. Because if you look back to when some idiot did his lap, he actually did a 33 something. I think it was a very low 33 if I remember correctly. So I think Brownie, yes, did chuck a banker lap in on the softs to get himself on the board. Just in case he does invalidate, which he has been known to do recently. But I think it was deliberately slowed down in order for him to be able to easily smash that when he gets onto the medium tyres. But my worry is that lap time doesn't really give him that much margin to improve. So he's going to have to be really good on the mediums.
Yeah, Bika having some fun out there. 3 laps he had on that soft tyre. And by the end of it, he was sliding absolutely everywhere. So, yeah, I think the soft guys are really going to struggle. Seeing Bika just drifting it through that last sector after only 3 laps. I think they're definitely going to be in for some trouble in the race.
I'm just watching some idiot once more going through for the second time. Again, this is a lap that he's not intentionally going to put on the board because he has already invalidated. And that was intentional on the home straight. So now coming into this awkward. This is where we're going to see a lot of mistakes here, I think. Because if you run too wide, I've seen many a cars DNF there, just getting buried into that barrier. This is a very fun little chicane here, but he's done that a bit wrong, a bit wide on the right-hander, and now into the left, and coming into another area where you can easily DNF if you just run a bit too deep, bit too late on the brakes, and you'll find another barrier. And in the past, other previous titles, we've seen many a barrier actually stick out in the track and become the insta-destructor barrier.
Yep, I forgot about those. Thanks for bringing that back. Yeah, I've actually been cloned by that barrier, that first barrier you mentioned myself in an RNL race a couple of seasons ago. I fell victim, locked the rears up, couldn't get the car turned, and yeah, sort of half an hour of hard work down the drain in the matter of seconds. And yeah, it is the name of the game around here, though. We have got Seb on a hot lap on the mediums now. This could be sort of what we're looking for from these medium runners now, because he's someone, like you said, is probably going to be in that fight. Well, probably not for pole now. We've seen all the guys on the softs, but definitely for a good position.
I'm just so surprised that so many people have decided to put lap times in on the softs. You know, they're definitely not the fastest lap times we've seen. I mean, Seb's gone purple in the second sector, sorry. So, I mean, maybe that's a graphical glitch on my end.
I had the same. Yeah, no, I had the same, so could be genuine. He looks quick.
Yeah, he does. And like you said, this is somebody who will be fighting at the front of the grid, or at least of the medium runners he will be. This is a very tricky little area here, though, to get right, and especially the final corner. I cut that beautifully, then through the final corner onto the finish line.
To do it. Not bad.
But use that as a reference to show you just how much the people on the softs really weren't committing to their lap time.
Yeah. Or that was just a god tier lap.
Yeah.
Half a second quicker than Spicy, who's the next quickest. Zorro as well.
I'm actually going to go on a whim here.
Okay.
And say, oh, that's a commitment. Yeah. That's a commitment.
So that is definitely, yeah. Spicy, who had done that time on the mediums, has switched and gone for track position.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I mean, maybe if he's got some sort of crazy setup where he can protect his softs that allow him to go softs hards. Or maybe he's going to try the two-stop, because this again is a track where overtaking is actually not that difficult. There are a fair few send-it corners like this one here that he's at now. But, I don't know. I don't think I'd favor the two-stop over the one.
It's a tough one. If you deploy your energy in a smart way, you can hold off for a long time. Because all you really need to do is that run down, I think it's like turn 5, that run down to turn 5 where the DRS is. You've just got to deploy overtake for that, cover off the inside, and unless he pulls off some insane move around the outside, I think you're pretty safe.
Yeah. Well, Lando's Milkman has invalidated his first run, and he's bringing himself back into the pit, so not good.
He's got time, but yeah, it's one more lap on those tires that you're going to start the race on.
Yeah.
If he wants to. I mean, his best lap is on a soft so far.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Vexit is out there on an out lap. Rainbow has just started his hot lap. I'm actually going to stay on board with him as he comes through for the first sector. Just want to see how cleanly he takes this, because this is where a lot of time can be won or lost. And he looks really surgical and really controlled on the throttle.
Oh, I like that. Surgical. Nice.
I mean, you got to be precise when you're applying the throttle.
Top tier commentary.
Thanks. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
This
That's the part where you say something nice about me. Okay.
You bench press cars, and I appreciate your strength.
Okay. So I'm on board with Luca. He has done exactly the same as Seb. Purple second sector. He's on the medium. Coming into that third sector now, and he's invalidated. Never mind. Cursed him.
All on you. I'll stay with Rainbow.
We got another one. We got another one, boys.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him.
Okay, like I said, Luca out there, not going to be able to do a great lap time in. Brownie, though, on the softs once more. Needs to get himself in the pits as soon as get himself changed out onto the mediums, which I think he's coming in here. Yes, he is. Not a disaster at all for him, then he can live life to the fullest.
Yep. Rainbow looking good. You were on board with him earlier. He's now set purple second sector. Hopefully the commentator's curse doesn't quite reach him. Not an ideal run for the last chicane. A bit of a nudge on the wall. One more corner to go. Double apex. Takes it as wide as you can. Not a good lap in the end.
No.
Not a good lap.
I mean, again, it's too early for me. I think he shouldn't be out there. I don't even know why he is out there.
It didn't... I'm not sure. Like, he's better than that. He is better than that.
This doesn't make sense to me why he would do what he did. I've just seen... I'm losing my mind. Oh, no, I'm not. I did see a Haas off the track. Who is that? Is that Yonti? Yeah, it is. He was in the runoff area, and that was voluntary. He very slowly drove into the runoff area. I think he knows it's a bit too early, but the problem is his tyres are going to be freezing. What are they looking at right now? Mid-80s? Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, another thing coming back into my experience in league racing in F1 is actually the qualifier for RNL one year. I think like the final was around here. You had to get into the top 10. And
yeah.
I think it was back in 2018 when the tyre wear or the tyre heat was so insane. I did such a slow outlap. I deliberately cooled my tyres down sort of as low as they'll go almost, and then unleashed it. So he could be trying a really slow warm-up lap.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, on mediums you wouldn't expect it to be that bad because they have a much higher sort of threshold where they could operate in a much higher temperature. So I wouldn't expect it to be that big a deal. But I do remember that, and you've got by the skin of your teeth you managed to get through. It was insane.
Yep, it's P11 I think it was.
And then you decided, I've had enough now, but halfway through the season.
Sounds like me, yep. Completely out of my depth. So there's about a delay of maybe 18 to 20 seconds on our timer versus what's actually going on in the session. Now we've got some idiot on the medium tyre who is 6th, but Vexit has gone 3rd on the medium.
Yeah.
We missed that one.
He's half a second faster than some idiot on the same compound tyre. That's crazy.
Now, this is not a good track for Summit. He's confessed that to me a couple of times now over the last sort of 3-4 days. He's not expecting much to come out of this. He has got a setup from one of his teammates, and he hopes that's going to get him somewhere. But yeah, he seems to be a little bit off the pace compared to Vexit right now. Could just be a really insane lap from him, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, Vexit is I'd say he's more of a qualifier than a full racer. He's very good at the one-lap pace. His race pace used to be really good, especially in this season. He was really quick. So the beginning of the season and carried it right the way through till about halfway. Then it sort of got to a bit of a slump, and he started to make a lot of mistakes. It's like because he was well known for when this game first came out for being the person who would sweat the game the most. He had the most hours out of anybody we knew, and it really showed. But now it's like all of that's just gone away. It's like he stopped trying to practice as much. I really hope that he actually isn't practicing, because if I'm slating him here and he is sweating his heart out, then I feel really bad. But yeah, I mean, it just his consistency in the race is the problem. It's not that he hasn't got pace; it's his consistency that's the issue.
This is going to sound terrible, right? But who are we just talking about?
Vexit.
Vexit, right? Okay.
I mean, all I had to say was the guy who sweats the game more than anybody else in the world, and that should have immediately put your mind at, oh yeah, of course. Sorry, Tim.
I know a few guys. Brownie, for one. He does play a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been out qualified by his teammate, though, on the medium tyre, so that is not a good indicator for him. But yeah, Chan and Vexit at the moment put themselves in really, really good positions.
Brownie on softs, by the way.
Brownie on softs, yeah, I mentioned this earlier. He's one of the people that I thought would, for sure, try and go long into this race.
Yeah, same.
But I think having put such a good time down, I know it's not an amazing time, but such a good time on the softs, that's going to be hard to beat with the medium. So I think he might have taken the decision, not got much to lose, might as well go for outright pole.
Yeah, or he's not expecting...
Oh, they've swapped Luke and Spicy.
Yeah, they have. But I've got a feeling Brownie's about to come and knock that one out of the park. Here he comes to the line then. P2. Very close though.
Very
wow.
close. Yeah, he needed something because he would have been in real trouble in the race if he was stuck behind Vexit and Chan on those early stages. But yeah, Luke improving. Lando's Milkman getting himself up there as well. Credit to him. Dennis P7. That's only in the soft though.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Zoro is apparently on a hot lap, but he's invalidated, so he is done. And that is qualifying over. So Luke, not Luca, is on pole position just by literally less than 300ths of a second. That is really good going.
Bit of a topsy-turvy grid, actually. We got Beaker, who didn't manage to get a hot lap in on that medium. Didn't manage to get a decent lap in anyway. 139. So he's going to be stuck down in P18.
I spoke to both Yonti and Beaker prior to this race, and they both said, I hate this circuit with a passion. So
yep.
I'm not expecting them to necessarily do well, but the amount of times where I've seen Yonti take to the circuit and kill it, I wouldn't be surprised if he still finishes really high up in the points. But it does involve avoiding damage. But this is the lineup and how it looks at the end of that qualifying. So Luke gets pole position with Brownie there in P2, Spicy P3, Lando's P4, and they've all done it on softs. Now you've got Vexit and Chan in 5th and 6th. They're on mediums. Dennis on softs in 7th. Sumidia also on the mediums in 8th, Max Claren on softs in 9th, and then Seb on the mediums in 10th. Now everyone else can do whatever they want. So we've got Fragioco, Luca, Rainbow, Kagan, Yonti, Copy, Zorro, Beaker, and then Hazard and Danica, who both didn't get a time on the board. But it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because they get to choose whatever tyre strategy they want. And this is a circuit where I'm expecting to see at least one, maybe two safety cars.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Two, I would say two. I mean, but it obviously depends on how the game is feeling. We could have an 18-car pile-up and nothing. And we could have one guy retire it in the pits and a full safety car. So it's all in the hands of Codemasters. But I don't think I've ever seen such a varied grid in my life.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Copy, Rainbow, Beaker, Yonti outside the top 15. And then Spicy, Lando's Milkman, Luke in the top 4. It's completely bizarre, and I think it's going to make for a really, really good race.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's something that you can always bet when you come to Singapore, is that the race is always going to be very interesting. More for the fact of it's just so difficult to drive over the long period of time that you're on this track. So here we go then with the formation lap.
Yep. 31 laps. A real test of endurance for these guys, I think.
Yeah, what is it? We're looking at 130. So I mean, if we're talking full race fuel, we're probably looking at what, 138, maybe 137.
I would probably say
per
higher.
lap.
Maybe 140s.
Especially if you're on the hards, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
This is going to be really hard for these guys to continue to do this for 31 laps.
Yep, and just like some idiot told me before the race, a lot of guys going for that hard to start off with. They'll be switching to the mediums, that's the theory. Unless we see some sort of safety car that completely screws up everyone's strategy. But yeah, Max Claren, he really did draw the short straw there. Qualified 9th on the softs. I think sort of come lap 5, lap 6, he's going to sink like a stone.
Yeah, without doubt. I think maybe he won't even make it that far, to be honest, because the softs really do drop off so quickly on this track that
Yep.
I think he's going to need to get in as quick as he possibly can and get off those tires. But then it begs the question, like, why would you qualify then if you know that you're going to have to get off them that quickly? You're going to lose. That's effectively basically you hitting the wall and having to go into the pits. That's the equivalent of doing that.
I mean, some people just want to go fast, don't they? They just want to see their name top of the timesheets.
Yeah.
To hell with the strategy, we'll wing that in the race. Not sure if that's his train of thought. If it is, it's really not worked out for him. But I think it's not just the wear for these tyres, it's the heat as well.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of corners on this circuit that do require a lot of aerodynamical grip. In fact, I think it's turn 5, I believe, that takes you onto the DRS straight, which actually is
it's
one
quite
of
deceptive,
the
isn't it?
biggest tyre killers. You got to really ride that inside curve as well in order to get the maximum exit. And this is going to be an area where you have to get this perfect if you want to defend or attack. As you can see from the AWS insights there, It's a soft, medium, medium, or
Always
a soft,
accurate.
medium, hard if you're on the soft tires. I really don't think we're going to be seeing soft, medium, hards. It's going to be
You'll
softs,
see. You'll
mediums,
maybe
mediums.
see a soft hards.
Yeah.
If we see an early safety car or something like that.
And a puncture
But
to
yeah.
go with it.
Probably, yeah. Here we go.
Alrighty, everyone getting into their grid boxes. We just went for Danico, who is unusually at the back of the grid, but remember he did not set a time in the qualifying along with Hazard, so it is going to happen in that case. But apparently we're already on lap 2, according to my Delta, but it's now fixed. We are here in Singapore, lights are on. Oh, it's go time immediately, straight off this time with the lights going out. A bit of a shaky start there. Lots of people making a fair few mistakes. We've got some idiot looking for the inside line. We've got a Williams. There's Chanakinchi looking for the inside. He's had a little clip there with the Red Bull. He's getting himself along Vexit's car there. Just about keeping himself alive. No rear ends going missing towards the back of the grid. Copy's had a bit of an issue there. He's falling down the order, but he has got his full wing still intact, and that is crucial.
Yeah, that's not falling down the order.
Oh!
He qualified. Oh, he's
Fragioco.
Fragioco.
Yeah,
He's ghosted as well, so not sure. Oh, safety car.
Yeah, there it is.
I've got no idea why.
I think just the
Just like I
damage
was
from
saying,
Fragioco.
yeah, half a wing missing for Fragioco. Safety car comes out. We could well see a nine car pileup on the restart. Nothing doing.
Yeah, the soft guys here have really been thrown a lifeline to an extent because they would have lost way more time than what they're going to lose now. But again, this is basically it nullifies all the qualifying. If all the guys on the softs just chuck themselves in to choose any other compounder tire, you know, you're going to have to go hards now and then switch to mediums later when everyone else does.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the one saving grace for Fragioco is he's only 19th. You know, he can pit and only lose one position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, safety cars come out, and that's perfect for him. I mean, how many times have you wished that? You get a tiny bit of damage, well, a fair bit of damage, and then a safety car comes out for you.
Well, exactly. I mean, on a track like this, though, a tiny bit of damage is actually massively impactful. You really don't want to be losing any wing here. This is a track that requires all that aerodynamical grip. Obviously, some mechanical as well, because there are a lot of slow areas too, but yeah, you really, really don't want to be losing any of that.
Yeah, the final corner is a perfect example, that double apex, and yeah, I'm watching Fragioco. He couldn't get it slowed down. That's a shame. He's going to have to serve that, and it's not really going to cause him anything. But just going into the tunnel, he could not get that car turned in. So he had to like slam on the brakes before he hit the wall.
Where did he get the penalty from? Is that from...
So Danico hit him in the rear.
Oh, sorry, okay. Does Danico have damage? No, he's okay.
Danico does not. He got away with that. Got away with the penalty as well.
Can I
Unless he's
point
got
out
line
there?
or something.
Luke and Spicy stayed out on these softs.
Yep.
Everyone else came in.
I understand that.
Why would you do that?
I do, because the reason they qualified on the softs is for track position.
Oh.
If they pit lap 1, they've done that all for nothing.
Yeah.
And they've got to fight their way through the traffic on slow tires. I do get it.
See, I actually think that they're probably going to try and extend their softs now as a result of this. Oh, another penalty. That is Zorro with a 5-second penalty there for hitting Hazard. I think he's also got a lot of wing damage because he's dropped his span completely. He's got no wing damage, but he has span.
That's interesting. I wonder if Hazard's got any wing damage because of it. No, I think he's good.
Yeah, he looks okay.
Yeah, he's fine. So, just Codemasters things. What's happened to Lando's Milkman? He's got a penalty from somewhere as well.
Oh, Zorro's just up and left.
Yeah, could have dropped. Although, yeah, maybe that 5-second penalty might have pushed him over the edge, maybe. No, he's joined back.
He's back.
All good, all good.
Disaster reverted. Okay, so maybe if the softs can extend and go to hards to the end, that might be doable now.
I would say so.
They need to be really delicate on this safety car.
They've got to get some kind of advantage and use the extra grip those softs will have for a couple of laps.
Okay, well, a couple of penalties on the board. Lando's Milton got one for, like you said, for speeding in the pit lane. Zoro gets one for colliding into the back of one Hazard. And so he's going to have to serve that when he goes eventually into the pits. Zoro will probably be coming in now. You can actually serve these under the safety car.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's just the drive-throughs you can't.
If I was him, I would have served that right now.
Yeah, 100%. Million percent.
Because he's going to lose so much later on when he comes back out. I mean, you pit now, go on. Well, you should have pit before. Go on hards. And then just see where they take you. However far you can go into the race. To the point of when you can work it out lap on lap how much percentage you're gaining. And then go, okay, well, times that by an amount of laps. And then you'll go, yeah, well, I'm going to be screwed by lap 15, 16 or whatever. Go mediums to the end.
Yeah. But, you know, like you said, it's a 2 safety car race, apparently. So, we're just waiting on that next one.
Fun fact for you here. This circuit has actually provided a safety car.
It's never had a green flag race, has it? No.
No, it's had a safety car in every single race it's been at for the last 14, I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
There is some sort of crazy stat like that, that's for sure.
Especially with modern F1 as well, you know. You check a safety car if there's a bird on the track or something, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at this one just happened. I mean, in fairness,
that is a realistic.
Right,
that's a realistic F1 safety car, actually. 100%. To be fair, no one can say this game is no longer realistic.
I don't think that's true. I think
that's a classic. That's a classic Michael Massey.
Pretty certain they can.
Safety car in this lap.
Want to take the restart?
Will do. Yeah, it should be a fun one. We've got, of course, I know it's lap 3, but we've got a couple of laps now until the DRS actually activates. Just 2 laps after the safety car comes in. A lot of weaving. Very, very slow from Luke. Back in the pack up with pretty much a third of the lap to go. We might not get to the restart.
Well, yeah, we might end up with another one. We have seen in the past. We have seen in the past where many people get backed up and get caught out thinking that they're going to go.
It's not ideal what Luke's doing right now. He's kind of not consistent with his pace.
Yeah, this will catch some drivers out.
No dramas down the field, but we're seeing people having to sort of duck and dive everywhere to avoid crashing into people.
Yeah.
Okay, when is he going to go now? The safety car is in the pits.
He's gone.
There we go. There we go. A little moment from Spicy. Vex is right on Spicy's behind. Doesn't have the grip through that final corner though. Spicy can get away. Luke is home and clear by the looks of things. No dramas from him. Spicy under pressure from Vexit. And all down the field, I think it's a little bit of weaving there actually from Lando's Milkman at 15th on the straight. Trying to get warmth into that tyre. Brownie and Zoro for P13 and 14. Though not a lot of action up the field, that has to be said. Very clean restart.
Lando's Milk went for a bit of a lunge there on Dennis. He managed to lock that one in. Zoro is coming back at Brownie. Brownie went for a bit of a move into that turn 1. Did go a bit too deep into it. Oh, Zoro! Damn, that was a
Lando's Milk on Dennis as well, just behind. And wow, surprised they managed to do that unscathed.
Dennis retaliating. Honestly, Dennis has really improved over the last few races. I mean, I have commentator's cursed him a couple of times, and that might be just one I've done now. But like his outright pace has improved. Again, his consistency is still a problem. He fixes that, race is over.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely like a sort of Marmite track, though. There are some people who are really, really good at this track, and then some of the best drivers I know completely just cannot drive it.
Yeah. Danico just lost 2 places there. Brownie and Zoro both jumped him. And now he's down to P14. Again, on the hards though, so it's kind of expected. They are going to be less in performance in comparison to the mediums. But if he can stay in the train, things could work out for him later on. That train has snapped. If you look at P11, Hoppy, and even at Rainbow to be honest, but he's right on that limit. There are now 2 breakages.
Rainbow's going to drop back though, because Rainbow's on that medium, so he's going to drop back to somebody, I'm sure of it. But yeah, the train not all that important in Singapore, I don't think. We've only got one real DRS zone. You've got that second one, but it's really not long enough to really talk about.
Well, again, this is in real life, this would be a nightmare for the F1 drivers being in a train like this. The temperatures would send the car into overload. They would be backing out as much as possible to give himself some gap and manage the tyre wear later on. It looks like we got Beaker going for a little move here on Max Clarent down the outside here on turn 7. It's going to have to be really clean. Bit of a lock up, and then Max just kind of forces. Oh, look at Yonti. He actually backed out. Wow. Max Clarent shut the door so hard that Yonti had to slam on the brakes to avoid the collision. A good read there from Yonti, but these two harsh drivers are getting massively impacted by Max Clarent's defensive maneuver here.
Yeah, obviously those two on that medium tyre, Max Clarent on the slower hard tyre, acting like a mobile chicane at the moment, it has to be said.
Okay. Further upfield, Luke still leading the race with Spicy in tow. Vexit pretty much in the gearbox of Spicy. Yeah, he's biding his time.
He's just waiting for his chance. I think he's kind of hustling it, but, you know, he is far more comfortable, I would say, than Spicy right now. BK, 3-second time penalty, first we've seen.
Yeah. He's just too desperate to try and pass Max, and he's costing himself nothing but time. And, well, now even more than that. Oh, Danica made a bit of a mistake, almost went into that barrier under the bridge. But he's alright. He's still going. He's just lost a bit of time. DRS is now enabled.
Yeah. Now, we should see some moves, although, yeah, like you said, the train. But, it's like you said, splitting up. So we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all in their own sort of 1 second buffer. Zorro's somewhat behind that. Can see a couple of moves now.
Yeah, Brownie's going to go for Hazard. That's the one that we're going to see. We're also seeing Vexit again alongside here. He's going to try and maneuver around Spicy. Outside is very difficult to pull off here, but he's going to stay committed. Spicy runs him off the track. But there is a bit of runoff there, which should allow Vexit to get right back at him again. But again, beautiful run there from Spicy on the exit.
Spicy.
Yeah, very clean as well.
Maybe a bit cheeky to force him off in the first place, but very clean the second part of that. Couldn't really fault him for that. I hope Vexit didn't get a warning for running wide. Although if he did, he'd probably get it removed anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know that in the real F1, that wouldn't have been a warning. That'd have been fair play. Off you go. Carry on.
Maybe it would have been a warning for Spicy, in fact, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think it was that big a deal. I mean, that runoff area is there.
Yeah, you send it around the outside there. I think you're begging to be sort of pushed off the track, really, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why it's so difficult to overtake there. Really, really difficult to overtake there. Beaker is so stuck behind Max. This is actually really hurting him. I mean, in terms of the guys ahead of him, they're not really
too bad.
Yeah, they're dropping off that much, but considering he's gonna go for it.
Oh, I thought if he'd have got a clean exit there, I think he would have probably sent it. And that might well have ended up in tears, but I think thankfully for him, really, he didn't get a clean exit there.
Yeah, I think Max would have definitely squeezed him.
He should get him the next DRS zone. Max Clarent's just dropped 1 second off Danico.
Vexit's just got Spicy.
Even get him now. Beaker sends it into turn 1. Well, I say sends it, he just sort of sits on his rear wheel.
Terrified. He's terrified he's going to get turned on.
Yeah, although I think Max Clarent's probably terrified he's going to get punted off at the same time.
He's going to get done in now.
This is,
sure.
Oh, little touch on the wall.
Oh no, Max is missing a right end plate. Oh, Beaker! No, this is going to go into tears. And it is.
Yeah. Actually, not too bad, but yeah. Beaker really getting the elbows out, and that's too much. That's frustration.
Yeah, that's
definitely
impatience.
frustration. That's damage for Beaker, and almost certainly a penalty.
I don't know why he would even try to do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
it was unnecessary.
You could see what he was doing. Like, that's disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah, that was completely unnecessary out of frustration. And Vexit trying a move now on Luke. Chan, Akinchi, Seb have also gone past Spicy, so I suspect those softs are well past their best now. Vexit has a look, maybe tries to unsettle Luke a little bit. He's wiser than to send it into that little under the bridge sort of section there, though.
Yeah,
although,
Luke has to come in now. He has to.
And there we go. I think he's committed already. Hopefully, he doesn't overshoot the pit exit. No, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, Spicy as well. So they got a few laps out of that. They can maybe go hard to the end now.
Yeah, they extended them way more than I thought they would. I didn't expect it to go all the way to lap 7. Or 7 laps in, I mean. Penalty's starting to come up though. Danico's got one.
Yeah, I think Dennis also got one there.
There's a fair bit of a scrap going on here for P9. You got Hazard kind of holding this train back. Dennis
Not for
hunting him
long,
down.
though. Dennis with the DRS. Hazard, like I said earlier, covering that inside. Dennis, I think, has just got it, though, this time. Yep.
Yeah, Hazard made. Oh, and actually, here comes Zora down the inside as well. That's a beautiful squeeze there. Hazard was very
smart driving
scared.
from Hazard, though. Very smart driving from Hazard.
And immediately followed by some not smart driving as Lando's went for the inside and he got spin a little bit round.
Yeah, I think a bit of a racing incident that.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really attach blame to Hazard there.
No, I think it's definitely a racing incident. It's ambitious for Lando's moment to go for that move.
Big send from Yonti on Danico into that little hairpin before the DRS zone, and now it's a drag race.
Yeah.
It's a drag race that I think Danico's going to win, but the cutback there from Yonti. Wow. Wow.
What a move. Yonti's a machine.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything off it, but you know he's on the better tires, so you'd expect him to have the better grip. But it's very, very good move.
I mean, if Danico didn't have to go that deep, he only had to park it on the apex, and Yonti wouldn't have had anywhere to go. Yes, they would have lost a lot of time in comparison to the other drivers, but if Danico wanted to defend that properly, he could have just parked it on the apex and then. But I mean, look at the pace difference that the mediums have got to the hards. Yonti has reeled Copy in so much, and he's going to get a much better exit here, which should allow him to get really close to the back of Copy for the DRS zone, and then just easily breeze past him.
In theory.
Well, in practice, it's about looking at that. Called it. There you go.
Alright, fair enough.
See you later, Copy. Enjoy the rest of your race, mate.
Zorro. Then it's being pushed off the track. Zorro really looking for that 9th position.
Oh. Yeah, I actually think Zorro is a really good driver. I just think he's
solid,
too aggressive for his own good. Like, he doesn't understand. For me, it looks like his racing is just constant battling, and he thinks that as long as he's battling someone, he's gaining. But what he doesn't realize is sometimes you don't have to battle to be able to gain more in the end. Like, you can jump a fair few places by just you working with the driver ahead of you. But on a track like this, I think, out of the way, carry on.
Yeah, probably. Unless they're significantly slower than you.
Yeah.
Probably, not wise to be sort of forcing someone into a different line every corner. Luca now with a time penalty. And Rainbow, P5 on the hard tyre right now.
Yeah, and I think he will be in a much better position when he does go to those mediums. I think he's going to be really quite high up in consideration anyway. It's just that he's going to be so much faster.
P4 now. Seb in the pits.
And also, Williams in the wall. That was Brownie. Brownie lost it out of the final corner, found himself over by the wall, has somehow kept his wing fully intact. But this is a very poor-looking Brownie today.
Yeah, just lost it. Nothing happened. Watching his stream now. Thank God for ghosting is all I can say. He comes straight back onto the racing line. But yeah, just loses it. Goes a bit far wide out of the last turn.
Yeah.
Loses traction.
Yonti. Oh, what a move. The Yonti is an absolute machine. I have a newfound love for oh, and it beat Hazard's coming back at him. Oh.
And yes. Great move.
No, I wouldn't call that a great move. I'm going to be honest, that was a bit too... He chopped Yonti's nose off there. Oh, he's just lucky there's no damage.
Oh,
friend.
Don't touch my friend's wing, okay? Leave my friend. He's okay. I mean, Yonti will recover and he will keep going at it. And realistically, time lost, not very much at all. It's just, you know, that could have gone very wrong. There was definitely not enough room there left for Yonti. And let the stewards figure that one out. Yonti's going a bit deep. It's okay there.
Not sure how that happened, really. Just wasn't under any pressure. Just a big mistake.
I think he was probably raging. Something in finish.
Yeah, Vito Satana, probably.
How dare you?
Or worse to that effect. Sorry.
Pit stops.
Here we go,
Vexit are in.
Yeah, the two front runners. And as you probably suspected by now, somebody it does go longer.
Yeah.
Kagan, P3.
This is a different Kagan, honestly.
Yeah,
I want to see what he can do on the hards. because that's the area where I'd expect him to start crumbling. But right now, 11 laps in on the mediums, he's looking very good and very consistent so far. Touch wood.
Struggling for battery, but yeah, very good job so far. Kept his nose clean and yeah, definitely benefited from that as well. Didn't pit during that first safety car. Might be where he gains some of the positions.
Ryan gets
probably nosebleeds as well from him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's doing a good job. Again, it's just down to that consistency. I was worried there for a second that was him. But he's alright. He's still good. Pika is not though. Pika's not doing good at all.
Yep, P19 obviously had damage from that contact with Max McLaren, and as such, those two drivers are some way behind. And Max McLaren, they gets a penalty as well. So both are in the same race now, essentially.
Yeah. So Chen and Vexic obviously went in the pits. They've come out P15, 16. Long way to go before this race is over. I think they're still looking really good for a podium at least. And Zora's got penalty. Yeah,
so bad luck for Spicy, because Spicy's come out of the pits behind Vexit and Chan. He would have been hoping for that big undercut. Bika, 10-second time penalty. I think you might be right there.
Yeah, he's retiring this lap. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh, losing the rear as well.
They'll be saying, why would I do this when I could be playing World of Warcraft Classic, is what he's going to be saying.
There are so many things I'd rather do than play World of Warcraft Classic.
Yeah. Battle for P6, though, is starting to level up a little bit. Hazard is being chased by Yonti as he was before, but now Brownie has recovered enough to get himself into a P8 position and starting to work his way further and further up the grid. Suddenly, Hazard is not looking as good as he was before, and Yonti gets a nice little move done again.
Hazard doesn't know when to quit, though. Sticks it out there. Brownie might have an opportunity now. He's going to stick his car where it doesn't belong. He's going to turn in, and he's going to be left the space. And Hazard sticks it out there. And he actually, I think, keeps that position. Bit of contact. And Brownie maybe intimidates Hazard off the road there. A little bit of contact on that straight. Nothing really worth reporting, though. But I mean, Brownie on a charge.
He showed the early signs of going for a send. Hazard kind of saw that coming too, and then, just let him through. Luke came past Landos, who just went a bit deep.
Yeah, interesting with Luke. He was starting on the softs, as we know. He's now gone onto the mediums, which kind of hints that he's maybe trying that two-stop.
Well, I think he's going to have to. I don't think he can take those mediums to the end. I mean, again, he took the softs further than we expected. He might take the mediums further than we expect, but I would be massively surprised if he makes it to the end. I mean, his pace right now, I don't imagine he'll be reserved at all. I don't think he's going to be managing his tyres whatsoever. He's just going to go flat out as hard as he possibly can and just try and gain as many places as he can so he can go into another set of mediums and rinse repeat.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. He's around 3 seconds off Vexit right now, so it's not enough at the moment. Coming up to more traffic.
Yeah. Actually, the battle for P1...
Kagan's out. That's the pits.
Why?
God, he was P3.
Why did he retire?
I have no idea. He was P18 on that hards. You said he might struggle on those hard tyres. It looks like he certainly did.
I mean, he had a 3-second penalty, but he was not alone in that boat. And actually, Danica and Fragioco go side by side. And look at this. Luke, on the back of both of them, is looking to try and get away through. No gaps available. Danico's gone deep. Fragioco's going to get the cutback of Dreams, but Danico's going to be on the inside. A bit of contact between them. Send Fragioco out wide. This is going to allow Luke to just go around the outside and get a position gain for free. And now there's going to be a DRS, ERS overtake here on Danico, I think.
Exit on Danico just behind. Sorry, on Lando's Milkman. Lando's Milkman went super deep into that hairpin, almost ran into the back of Fragioco. Exit sneaks in there. He's not far behind the net leader now.
Yeah.
Oh, and Danico spins. Luke hits Danico, I think.
Yeah, he did.
And Francesco as well. I don't think there'll be damage for Luke, but
I think he does.
Certainly hemorrhaging positions right now.
I think he's got massive left end plate. Yeah, he has. Left end plate.
Yeah, he has. Big damage. He'll have to come in this lap.
Yeah, pits and hards, I think. and then just pray to God that this works out for you. Because
5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags.
yellow flag.
Blue flags on my screen.
It showed yellow for me.
I can read.
Are you sure it was definitely blue?
I didn't say I was good at reading.
Okay, so yes, he's gone hard. I think it's the only way he can recover this race. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Unrecoverable now. It's not a word. But Rainbow, just behind some idiot now. Half a second separating. He's leapfrogged Luca. Oh no, Lucas caught up. So those guys who did start on the hards have really kicked on in this race.
Yeah. Luca actually really impressed me, to be honest. But I think some idiot is the person I would expect to do what he's doing and that bit more. My other worry is that he's going to hards. The guys behind him are both going to mediums when they do eventually pit, which I suspect will be in around about 3, maybe 4 laps. We'll see.
Okay, game's dead.
Where you crashed?
Yeah.
I'll quickly hit you with an invite. Hit me with your best shot. There you go. Just getting Rainbow's back end getting a little bit lively there coming through that final corner. That is definitely not the way you want to be looking after your tyres. But again, they are pretty aged. Oh, a bit of a extension there. Now here comes Brownie looking on Yonti in the inside for turn 1. A bit deep, maybe. No, he's kept that quite nice and tight. Very well executed there from Brownie. However, this has allowed Yonti to sort of hang in again now. Yes, they are all on the same age of life, all 3 of them. But Yonti now can sort of recharge his ERS battery a little bit. Luca with another 3-second time penalty. Somebody that's still leading this race. Brownie, a little look down the inside. That was ambitious. I'm glad that he didn't go for that send. That would have been an almost certain death for one of them, if not both of them. But
yeah,
they're alive. They're good.
Yeah.
Are you back?
I am not, but I'm watching your stream and I'm seeing what's going on.
Oh.
Yeah, Brownie, not Brownie, sorry, Yonti having a little bit more trouble overtaking now. He's sort of met the drivers that are on the same tyres as him. Not that I'm taking anything away from his previous overtakes.
Yeah.
But he's definitely going to find it harder from here on in. Although I can't imagine he's got too much left to go on that medium tyre.
Brownie is destroying his ERS and he's going for sends left, right, and centre. Oh, why are you trying this? This is just suicide. You're never going to pull this off like that, and you're only going to cause yourself some wing damage. Speaking of, we have a yellow flag. That is, I believe, for Max. No. Luke. Yeah, Luke really struggling on these hards, and Yonti getting a 3-second time penalty as well. I didn't see exactly where that was. I can see you have rejoined, so I'll give you a few seconds to get yourself all set up and ready to go, because Brownie is still attacking the Ferrari of Dennis. Coming into the final corner, or corners, should I say, and I think there's going to be a bit of a send in towards turn 1 here. We've seen Brownie do this already twice.
Somebody in the pits as well.
Going again, yeah. Oh, he's not going for it now. So the areas where he shouldn't go for it, he goes for it. The areas where he should go for it, he doesn't go for it. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's Dennis deploying his ERS more wisely maybe than anything.
Yeah.
I think Dennis is allowing him to attack him in those slow corners, saving his battery. And then once it gets to the stuff where he should overtake, he deploys everything he's saved and keeps that P3.
Oh, the send! Brownie's gone deep. He's hit the side of Dennis there, sent him off the track. He has returned. Oh, no!
Oh.
The wing damage for Brownie.
Oh. No damage from Dennis. Brownie gives the position back. He'll give more than that back, though, because he has got damage.
Yeah, I actually think that was just on
right
Brownie.
Side end plate.
I think that was all on Brownie there.
Yeah, 100%. Red mist from Brownie. You know, he had his spin earlier. Probably really, really angry with himself and eager to get back up there, but just maybe a bit too eager.
I mean, this, you know, gotta give credit to any of the drivers here. This is a really hard track. Like, to be
100%.
A, consistent in its own right, and then being fast, and then C, for putting all of the above of them together, that is really tough to do. Takes it up to P7 though. So he's actually starting to work his way through the field, but he is on tyres he will take to the end. So he needs to get a move on soon. Dennis and Luca have a 14-second gap to each other, and that's for P2 to P3.
Yeah, they're really in a class of their own right now. they'll have to pit and probably expect them to be around P13, P12 when they do. Maybe
Exit.
slightly higher, but not much.
Lexus just got a copy. Did he cut that a bit hard? May have got a warning for that.
He's got a penalty.
He does, and Brownie's
Brownie's
retired. Yeah, I think that was
He's
expected.
no doubt. Yep.
Hazard on Dennis. We're going to see a maneuver here. Dennis has very little ERS, especially in comparison to Hazard, who has a lot. And yep, a nice little simple DRS-ERS overtake. Although Dennis is going to stick it out a little bit. Probably shouldn't have done.
Big send from Chan. Big send from Chan. On copy. That is P6 for Chanakinchi. Matching Vexit every corner of every lap, almost.
Yeah.
They've been pretty much inseparable this whole race, actually.
Yeah, Chan is very much staring at the back of that Renault, making sure he doesn't get out of his sights. The target is locked on. He's just waiting for the kill order.
Yep, and you know, he seems to be having an easier time of it. Chanakinchi 50% ERS, Vexit down on 20%.
I think Vex is going to go for a send here.
I think he might, but I think Dennis is wise to it. He's deployed what he has.
Yeah. If Vexit had got past Dennis there...
Dennis struggling for traction. Vexit's going to send it. He backs out, though. That might be enough to force Dennis into a dodgy line. It does. He's going to have the inside here. It'd be a brave send if he does. Nope.
Even Vex is
not
that
brave.
insane.
Sorry, I meant stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
And Luca in. Rainbow is the sole leader now.
Dennis is all over the place. He's in.
Yep. He's in. Can't handle the heat. Although 14... Oh, he's out! He's out! Locked up and hit the wall of the pits. And a virtual safety car.
Play the song. All around me are familiar faces.
Oh, that is so bad.
Yeah.
And I think to quote David Croft, as much as I hate doing it, because I think he's terrible, if Dennis didn't have bad luck, he would have no luck at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually, very good read there from Seb. What a late maneuver there. That safety car restart was perfect for him. He just saw the opportunity, flicked it down the inside of copy, and made it up to P5.
Yeah.
Again, on these tyres that he's going to take to the end of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, copy needs to pit, so I don't know what he's still doing out there, really. I think probably 13 laps to go. He should probably switch to the mediums.
I actually don't know who's going to win this race now. I genuinely have no idea who's going to win this race.
I do think Rainbow's got a very good chance.
Yeah, he has one problem though. Himself. He is...
Traffic. He has traffic as his problem, and the walls, maybe.
No.
Rainbow is a very, very good driver.
Yeah, he is a person who is very difficult
And he's in.
to retain himself.
So we'll now see. He's stayed out one lap more than Luca. Luca's got past some idiot. I got a feeling that Rainbow will be behind some idiot when he rejoins this race.
Hazard stays out. So at least 18 laps, 19 laps, sorry, going to be done on those tyres. And Vexit all over his back end, meaning, yep, Vexit will take race lead.
Luca on Spicy. Luca on Spicy for P5 now. Rainbow's come in. Rainbow coming out of the pits. And yeah, like I suspected, behind some idiot. So teammates in the racing point. Some idiot is going to be a bit of a rear gunner now, I think.
Yeah, but Spicy's not really going to be any threat. And I don't think Luca's going to need a rear gunner. He's going to be so rapid, especially in comparison to all the drivers ahead of him. He's only 2.3 away from Seb. And again, he's taking these tyres to the end. This is potentially Luca's now to throw away.
Yeah, the damage has already been done. Staying out one extra lap has cost Rainbow about 2 or 3 seconds.
Well, I've heard from Dennis that I mean, I don't know if you're already aware, but he does have an illness that quite often does affect him. He feels quite sick and nauseous quite frequently when he plays this game. And that happened. Wasn't paying attention, and yeah, went into the pits.
I haven't got an illness, but I definitely feel sick and nauseous when I play this game. We can sympathise.
Don't set me off, man. Don't set me off. I'm containing my... Yeah. Anyway, Hazard's still leading this Grand Prix. Vexit is chasing him down. He does have a penalty. In fact, let's have a quick penalty rundown whilst we have a bit of a lull here. So 3 seconds for Hazard and Vexit. Chan has 0, so he's actually race leader when you take into account the penalties. Seb has a 5 seconds. Luca has 6 seconds, although he does have a fastest lap under his pocket now. And actually just managed to get past Seb. Nice and easy done for him. Spicy has 6, Samidia has 0, Rainbow also has 0, and he's actually right on the back of Samidia here. These mediums have really shown how quick they can be. And I think he might even go for a double move here. This is what I'm talking about, where it could go drastically run for him.
It's going to be tough because Samidia's going to make the move as well. It's going to be 3 wide, and it is 3 wide! And almost, well, it did end in disaster for Samidia. Keeps his wing, but loses 2 spots.
Yeah, I think, honestly, he'll be counting his blessings.
I know exactly. I'm so glad I'm not his race engineer now.
He'll be
for
livid.
this race. Oh my god.
Have you seen the train from P1 onward?
Yeah, Hazard, he's doing a great job defending. Credit to him. A really great job defending.
Yeah.
But he has to, at some point, come in for a pit stop. Because he's spent the whole race on these hards. I can't imagine they're doing too well.
Rainbow's loving this. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
and so is Luca as well.
Tight.
Luca, he's got that 6 seconds to Chanakinchi, but I don't see how Chanakinchi can keep within 6 seconds of Luca. Once he gets past, he's gone.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
my
not
only...
him,
unless he makes that sort of mistake, that might be an issue.
Quick.
It's only going to take...
Nobody watch him.
It's only going to take 1 bit of wing damage. Actually, there's a bit of a scrub going out for P12 down here. It's Fred Joke and Landos Miltman. Landos Miltman on the better compounder tyres is looking for...
DRS.
Oh, this is such a hard move to Minik. Oh, he's done it. What a move from Landos.
Yeah, that was something pretty special. Although, I'm going to say it, tyre advantage.
Yeah. But look at the back to the front, because Vex is going to go very quickly on Hazard. Also, Luca. Luca's going to go for a flip down the outside. This is going to be a very late maneuver, I can tell you that now. And he's going to lay on the brakes as Chan brakes early.
Yeah,
Kind of scares the crap out of Luca. That scared the crap out of him there.
Later. Yeah, I can imagine, but so much more grip, as you can see. Rainbow will be coming through very quickly as well. Rainbow hits the back of Seb. Seb's in the wall. Just behind that little scrap. Yeah, Rainbow, I think maybe kind of overestimated how much grip Seb had compared to him.
Can I just go back to my earlier point that Rainbow has one problem?
Rainbow's fine, don't worry about it.
But the other person isn't, and the stewards will give him a good old spanking as Luca is all over the back of Vexit. It's going to be a late set here, surely. Yes, he has! Almost into Hazard! Oh my word, that was so close, but well executed there from Luca. There was definitely a moment there where... Yeah, code brown, and then immediately go to a code green. He's like, oh, all right, that actually works out right.
Yeah.
Are they?
Oh, okay. Lucas goes past Hazard as well. Hazard locks up and goes forward.
No. I think you missed a fair bit there. So Luca went through Hazard and threw Hazard into the wall. But it was like a desync thing where Luca, just basically slammed him into the wall. And Hazard just lost an end plate. Luca has no idea that happened there.
Probably not. Or he might have seen something completely different. He might have seen Hazard just sort of punt himself off into the wall for no reason or whatever. Seb is out. In the pits.
Hazard
I think we're going to see... Hazard's, pit onto the softs with 9 laps to go.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to the end.
I know they lasted 9 laps at the start, but that was because of our safety car.
Yeah.
We'll get the fastest lap, though, I suppose. It's one
Hazard has been robbed. He's been absolutely robbed.
Yeah, but at the same note, he was never really in that race.
No, he wasn't in the race for a win, but... having a wing replaced and going on the softs has basically put him out of the contention for any points whatsoever. And he's gone on the softs, which is the wrong call in my opinion.
Yep, Luca already gone though. 2.6 seconds to Vexit.
And another penalty to go with it. And now 9 seconds penalties for Luca.
Ah, he's fine. He'll do it.
I wouldn't be betting with you if that was...
I genuinely think that Luca's got this.
I think Chan's going to pass Vexit here, and I think Chan's going to win this race.
No, I don't.
Was going
Chan
for
and
the
Vexit have been too evenly matched. And, oh, there we go. Chan turns in. Rainbow turns around. Some idiot has to take evasive action. And Chanakinchi picks up a penalty as well.
Yeah, that... Okay. So even if he didn't get that penalty, I think the stewards would have spanked him anyway.
I think, yeah, sure. he's definitely turned in.
That's the risk. Win over him.
And then, wow. Chan sends it on Vexit.
This is Chan getting silly out.
Yeah. I think he had to do something. Maybe frustration from that 3-second time penalty. Maybe frustration having killed.
One Rainbow.
Yeah.
I mean, he only span
It wasn't Rainbow's fault. It was...
Yeah. No, I would say that. I mean, at the same time, do you really go for an inside line there when you've got Dirasa not that far away? But, I mean, at the same time...
Yeah, I think maybe...
He's entitled to
it. Yes, if you were a little bit further along, I think he's maybe relying on Chan giving him the space rather than being entitled completely to that space.
Hazard fighting with Luke. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. They were fighting earlier in this race, but those softs are just going to be unmatchable for now. Give it about 6 more laps and he's done.
Look at the gap. 5.7 seconds between Luca and Vexit.
Yep.
3/10 and he's winning this race.
Well, he's got 9 seconds of penalty. I mean, yes, Vexit has as well, got 3. But I don't think this is going to be the end of Luca's penalty streak. When Luca is pushing, he's inconsistent.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll be pushing right now.
I'm calling it now. Penalty for Luca in the next 3 laps.
Okay. So we're not even going to pretend about the commentator's curse. We're just going to actively go around.
Engaged.
You're going to get a penalty. You're going to get a penalty.
You're all getting a penalty. Well, no, because normally the commentator's curse goes the opposite way to what the commentator wants.
Yeah,
so
just kind
if anything, I've kind of rescued his race. You're welcome, Luca. I'll expect my check in the post.
Stop speaking about him, okay?
Rainbow is back on some idiot once more. He's actually done a really good job to recover. Like, even with a spin, yes, he didn't get any wing damage, so that was one of the saving graces that he had. But there's Chan, just there up the road.
Look at Copy. Look at Copy in P9. This is a classic Copy race, isn't it?
Yeah.
No penalties. No cars around him at all. Just doing his own thing. Just chilling. Just
death. Everyone else is having death, and he's just like...
Yep.
Amen. Okay, some idiot. Not looking too comfortable. I know you said earlier this is not a track that suits him very well, and you can see that now. He's kind of struggling even through that little chicane there. The pressure of Rainbow as well is going to be starting to play on his mind, and this is going to be not an overtake here. I think he learned his lesson. I hope that was a friendly weave to say hello, because if Rainbow wanted to go there, that would
I know they're on good terms, so I think probably likely, or maybe... I don't know, I think he's allowed to make one move and then a move back to the racing line, so...
But then not another move and then another move.
But yeah, not
oh,
no! God, oh!
You said good terms, right? They didn't look like best of pals
well,
there,
they were. Yeah, somebody positions his car perfectly if he's going to defend that. Rainbow didn't seem to care. Again, no wing damage to Rainbow though, so he's good.
That wing must be made of titanium. He's had a lot of cars hit that today. Vexit is struggling now. I've actually just seen how much his back end is getting lively through these corners.
I mean, he's spent what 10 laps trying to get past Hazard. Couldn't manage it. Now he's got pressure from Chanakinchi, so it's not been the most relaxing race. Although I don't think you can really have one of those around Singapore. But all of that is helping Luca.
Yeah.
8.5 now at the front. Almost got a margin to get another 3-second time penalty.
Well, he's got 2 more laps and then he's going to get one, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, confirmed.
Oh, Chan. He's also finding that back end. He's just trying so desperately to... And again, this is... I would call this silly Chan. Like, this is where he gets very, very over the top. Like, constantly trying to send it in areas he shouldn't be sending it. Constantly trying to get the maximum out of the each corner. Back end's getting lively in almost every exit. And I'm expecting an attempt here on this straight.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great driver. He's not one of those people you would comfortably go too wide in a corner with.
Like this.
Down the inside, goes for it, probably will go a bit deep, but Vexit isn't able to capitalize. He'll try and send it around the outside. Will he have the room? No, he won't.
Look at the gap now.
Yep. 10 seconds now.
And also Rainbow closing in.
I think we found the OP strat. We've got yellow flag in sector 1 is that Max Clarence spun around, not in the pit lane.
Imagine a safety car now. Safety car soft to the end. Ooh.
That'd be something else. Although not ideal for people with penalties, of course.
Yeah, like Luca.
It would be perfect for Rainbow and some idiot and Copy.
Well, Luca's getting out of the penalty this lap. You ready? Gonna be final corner. Calling it now.
Why are you doing this?
Watch. Ready? Penalty for Luca in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I thought he cut it so much there. I thought that was it. I honestly thought he was done. Whew. Can you imagine the scenes if I'd called that right?
No, I can't. Shut up.
I can. That'd be mental. Alright, Rainbow on the back of his teammate.
Rainbow being very wide.
Yeah, but he's on mediums. He's Gucci, isn't he?
Hopefully he's on slightly better terms with Exit than he was with some idiot.
Well, these two
seems to be sliding around a lot. Maybe he's used the best of those mediums. The hards might start sort of equalizing in terms of grip.
By the way, it's this lap that Luca's getting it. This chat has just reminded me.
And if it isn't this lap, I'm assuming it's going to be next lap, right?
No. Chat has just told me that he had
this
lap.
Okay. Right.
I said it on lap 24, apparently. So this is now lap 27.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm only going what chat's telling me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Nothing to do with you.
Listen, it's nothing to do with me. It's going to be the last corner there, guaranteed. So Rainbow is just buying his time. He might even go for a move. I think
he doesn't need to make the move though. To be fair, he's got these guys both on penalties. Yeah. So I think if he does want to make this pass and Vexed it lets him go.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, makes sense, I guess. But
well, Rainbow's penalty free. So
yeah,
the position was always going to get taken by his teammate anyway. So he was like, well, I may as well let Rainbow through.
He's got to find 2 seconds on Luca though. He's got a lap fresher tires. Could be all important. I don't think Chan's going to fight him too hard. I think, well, I say that he probably will, but in actual fact, he shouldn't really do that because whether he keeps him behind or not, he loses that position on penalties.
We have ERS Admin versus ERS Admin, both on very different compounds and very different ages of compound. Oh, Hazard is very close to the back of that Ferrari, and the back end stepped out there as well.
Sliding around as well,
He's struggling.
And it's a vicious cycle when that happens. Sliding gets you heat, heat gets you sliding, sliding gets you heat.
Is this Star Wars? We've got a yellow flag. That is Danico? I think, yeah, it was Danico. He's really not enjoying this race.
Yeah, no, he's so many penalties, a lap down, some reason on the medium with only 3 laps to go.
Watch Rainbow here. This is where he's going to get an exit of Dreams coming onto the bridge, and then Chan's just going to be a sitting duck.
Yeah, a little bit too little too late though. Well, it's not all his fault. Could have been a very different race if Chan hadn't have closed the door in turn 1.
Yeah, Rainbow's going to be furious as well right now. You know for a fact. He's going to be looking at him, staring at him intently, going, I will get you. And I'm going to make it look like an accident. I can't remember what film I've seen that from. Oh, Cat in the Hat, that's it.
Well, it was a kids' film.
It was a pretty brutal kids film, to be honest. I'll get you, and I'll make it look like a bloody accident. Okay, steady on. Alright, well. Zorro is still sort of actually able to contend with Hazard here for a final point position, but
Hazard's tire is a shot though. You know, 5 laps on the sauce, 5 laps green flag, has to be said. Probably not looking too pretty right now.
Rainbow's done him. He's through. And Chan can't retaliate. I think Chan even knows now that even this is too silly.
No, his race is Exit, and Exit seems to be not doing very well. In fact, some idiot is coming back now.
Yeah.
Closing up to Exit, closing up to Chan. At the moment, he's P3.
Yeah, that's a podium, isn't it?
That is a podium.
He's got a podium locked in. Nice.
He's somehow managed to get over whatever his problem was. He might not have been the quickest, but I think what he's been focusing on is his tyre wear.
Well, that and consistency, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. Spicy doing a solid job as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think the only one who started the race on the soft to actually be doing pretty well right now. So Luke falling by the wayside. Brownie as well. Kagan as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we lost a fair few today. So 5 drivers out of the race. I think, was it 3 voluntary, 2 actual crashes? Was that a Beaker, Kagan? Yeah, Beaker, Kagan, and Brownie all voluntary retired. Dennis and Seb crashed. Dennis went out in a big puff of smoke.
Yes.
Here's a thought though for you.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
If Luca does get another penalty, Rainbow only needs to improve by 7/10.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's quicker at the moment. I mean, before their first pit stop and before the whole traffic and the undercut and everything, they were very, very equal on pace. That first stint on the hard tyre, they were nose to tail pretty much through that stint. So I'm not sure if anyone's really got a significant advantage. Maybe Rainbow has that 1 lap younger tyre, although looking at the interval, it doesn't seem to be moving much at all.
Oh, I've just checked my PayPal. I've just received a bit of dollar from Luca, so Luca will receive a penalty in the next lap and a half.
Oh, sorry, what?
Luca's just slipped me a 20 into my PayPal to reverse commentator's curse him.
Okay.
So Luca will receive a penalty in the next lap and a half. If you see what
Maybe
I did there.
explains why he's dropped
Oh my word!
second, actually.
I thought that was it. When he got on there, I thought he was done.
Might explain why he's dropped a second. He's got his phone in one hand. And I don't know what's happened, but he's suddenly lost a second and a half.
I think he's aiming for that consistency
more and
now.
more.
He reaching.
Well, he hasn't got much to give.
There's no way Rainbow's just gone. Okay, it's go time, right?
He's got wing damage. Luca's got wing damage. I just saw him understeer. Yeah, he's missing his left front end plate.
Apparently, Luca just hit an invisible car. Oh, you know, and there's the. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. No.
I think there's a fair chance that it is your fault, and some idiots picked up a penalty.
No.
So, I'm not guilty either. Some idiots
I want nothing to do with this. I want out. I don't like it here. Oh no. Luca is. So I think Luca hit Hazard. What I mean by that is, Luca will still have Hazard in his game. Just will be in a unique place for him. When he hit Hazard earlier, obviously Hazard wasn't actually where. I'd like to see from Luca's perspective where Hazard was.
Yeah, I have no words, but yeah, it looks like Rainbow's been gifted this one. Oh wait, I've done it.
No, don't you dare! Don't you dare. In fact, no, do dare, because then I can have some of the blame shared then, at least.
Oh, I said some idiot was doing well, and he's picked up a 3-second now.
Yeah. And Luca crosses the line first, but as you have seen, due to
He's
my
gonna lose
words
that
and my
position.
words alone, Rimba will cross the line and take the victory here in Singapore. Chan crosses line P3, and he'll keep it.
Yeah, he will. Everyone else behind had that 3-second time penalty. Chan only 3/10 away from Luca in the end.
Oh
Quite
no.
unlucky from him.
Alright, well, I'm currently booking my tickets to leave the country. I'm going offline.
Yeah.
I'm cutting off social media.
Apparently you were
Changing my name.
right. But he did hit Hazard, a decent Hazard.
Yeah,
That's what Beaker's saying.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. iRacing next year, right?
Assetto Corsa, mate. Not the ACC, just standard Assetto Corsa. Just use the
Yeah,
Formula
we'll
Hybrid
still
mods.
use the Ferrari, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got the mod. You can't mod in multiplayer though, I don't think.
You can.
Oh, okay.
You can all drive the same mod. You just have to all have it installed. That's a big sad for Luca. He drove such a good race as well. I mean, yes, he had a lot of penalties, and ultimately, you take the penalties out of the equation, he would have won that race without a doubt. In the same way that Rainbow did. He literally drove the cleanest race, penalty-wise, that I've seen him do in a very long time. Only one or two sort of minor / one maybe major sort of collision that he caused. Other than that, he was the victim for the others. Wow.
Yeah. That's an interesting one, wasn't it? I feel
I'm tired now.
kind of hollow. Because I think Luca should have definitely won that. He did a really great job on the strategy.
If
It's
anyone
definitely...
clips that of my curse to Luca, and I
don't think anyone will say anything. I don't think anyone will
I
say.
think they will. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see Luca in my chat in a little while, give me some abuse. After he's finished with Hazard, of course.
Yeah, of course. Although I think they'll probably swear at each other for a couple of seconds in the group chat or in the Discord, and then figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah, without a doubt. Alright, well, the rundown at the end of that Grand Prix is Rainbow getting the win from P13. And that just kind of shows the strategy there was definitely not to start on the soft compound tyres, because Luca, who also started P12, got himself up to P2. Trying to get in P3, Vex at P4, both of those started on the mediums. Somebody at P5, also on the mediums. Spicy started finished P6, but started P3. He did that on the softs. So he was the only sort of like difference maker there. With Yonti there, P7, Copy P8, Hazard P9. Lando's Memo getting that final point, with Fragioco getting best of the rest, with Luke there in P12, Zoro P13, Max Claren P14, Danico P15, and then your DNFers start Seb, Dennis, Brownie, Kagan, and Beaker. Leads me to ask you the final question. Who is your driver of the day?
That's a tough one. I don't know.
Just do it. Just do it. It's got to. We can't not give it to him.
Who are you thinking? Sorry.
Race winner.
Race winner Rainbow. I'm gonna go Luca. I think Luca deserved to win that race. Desig took it away from him, I think.
But do you want to give it? Do you want to give driver of the day to someone who had almost the highest penalties in the entire lobby?
I do.
Okay, well I don't, so I am going to give it to Rainbow.
Speaks to me. Okay, that's fine. We'll agree to disagree.
You're wrong. I'm right, and sorry.
Not like that doesn't happen every week.
And that's the end.
That is the end. That was a good one. I'm tired now.